Hi everyone, it's Liz. This is a quick introduction to how to use Meet in your classroom. For those of you who are experienced using Meet, this is going to be an introductory to Meet. It's going to just be quick, hopefully, and get some great ideas out there for the first days of school utilizing Meet. So here we go. To get started, you come up to the Google Apps and you select Meet. Now you're going to join or start a meeting, and I'm hoping this is going to work. I have one that I use all the time, and my nickname is Costanzo. And yay, we're in. Now here's the thing with this, just a couple of things. I'm using a camera to screencast what you're seeing, so that's why my camera failed. Yours should work, and you will pop up on the screen. Now the next thing is where it says join now. I'm going to click on this button. I could present, but I'm just going to go ahead and join. So I'm joining. Now the information that comes up is copy this joining information. You can copy this and share with your students, but it's not going to save your nickname. And I recommend that you just make your nickname like Ms. Costanzo or whatever your name is, and use that as your nickname. It's easy for you to remember, and you can use the same one for all of your students. You do not have to have a different Meet, like a different classroom for every kid. You can just use this one for everyone. So I went with Costanzo. I want to show you though, you want to remember your nickname, because when I copy the joining information, which I just did, I'm going to show you what happens when I do that in just a moment. I'm down here where it says add people. I'm just going to share the nickname with my students for them to get in. I'm not going to add the students individually to this, okay? You can choose what works for you, but I think it's much easier to just go ahead and share out. Here is the name of the group. Close that. Now, you guys would be seeing you and your students on the screen, but since my camera isn't working like that, you just get to see my head with a bouncing circle around it. All right, so to get started, the first thing, now we're in, and the first thing, you guys, I think of Harry Wong's The First Day of School, and here's what I'm thinking about. Harry Wong talks about procedures. Now, we've all been teaching a really long time, and we haven't thought about our procedures probably in a while because we have them. We know what we do. We know how to get that class settled. This is in different environments. So we want to think about those things. What seems like simple is not so simple, right? First thing is how you're going to take attendance. Establish that procedure. When the kids join the Meet, they simply type their name into the chat box and you're taking attendance. So you're going to have a list of the students who are attending your class over here in the chat box. The next thing you want to talk about to the students are what are those procedures? What is the protocol for the chat box? This isn't a social group per se. This is your classroom. So you want to establish what you want to see happening in the chat box with your students right up front. You can even have them discuss in the chat box what's appropriate and what's not appropriate during a class. Next, you're going to assign a moderator. And you really need a moderator in the chat room because you're busy teaching. So the students over here may be asking questions, but it's real hard to go back and forth between teaching and then looking at the questions in the chat box. So your moderator, when there's I would give the moderator number. What's comfortable for you? If 5 students have asked a question, that's when the moderator will be like, Ms. Costanzo, if I could have your attention, we have 5 questions in the chat box. Then you can say thank you, and then you can go respond to the chats in the chat box verbally to the kids. Also, if you may establish a protocol too, depending on the group, that the students can respond to each other in the chat box as far as giving them information. For example, if someone in the chat box asks, what textbook page are we supposed to be on? Another student could respond to that. But if someone doesn't understand what the results were in Tinker versus Des Moines, then you're going to respond to that prompt, right? Okay, so chat box, remember, it's really important to establish those procedures just like those first days of school, as Harry Wong would say. So how are you taking attendance? What are going to be the procedures and protocols for people in the chat box? Get a moderator to help you out, and anything else you can think of to establish those procedures. Now, I wanted to show you what I copied and pasted, kind of out of order. Here you go. This is what it looks like. And if you'll notice on this, it doesn't give them the shortcut name. It does give them this information. So you can share this with them, the meeting information, or you can share the shortcut, which is what I prefer. personally, but you choose you. You do you, right? All right. So next, putting in assignments. Now this is really important. So I want to give the kids something to read, right? Okay, we're going to talk about it. How exciting! Now down here, you're going to say, whoops, I got to click on this. This box will pop up. Now it looks like I can easily attach assignments here, but that's not how this works. In order for me to attach here, I actually have to set up a calendar invite. And I think that's a little too complicated. So how I would do this is coming back to the chat box. Love that chat box. And I'm going to go into my Google Docs. I have this all organized ahead of time, so I'm not doing what I'm doing now. I'm going to come over here and I want to use this document. So I'm going to copy and paste the link and I'm going to bring it into my meeting. I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to tell my students I've just put an assignment in my chat box. I need you guys to copy and paste this into a different link. So they're going to open up into a different tab. They're going to open up a new tab and they're going to copy and paste that assignment. So now they have their reading that I've assigned. This is easier than putting it in a calendar, and you can add things as you go, as you see that they're needed. So that's how you add assignments, and then establish the procedure with the students. When you send them an assignment, they're going to copy and paste it and put it into a new tab. I know it sounds like simple, but these procedures are going to make your life online a lot easier. Anyway, you guys, welcome to Meet. I think you're going to enjoy using this in your classroom. If you have any additional questions, please reach out. And also, I know that your ETs have done a lot of work on this, so they're going to have support for you as well. Thank you so much. Hope this is helpful.